Hello, happy Friday. Nicole with Create the Right Way, and we are back for another 5-A-Day Friday. So 5-A-Day Friday is where we challenge you every week to a different area of your home to find at least 5 things in that designated spot or area to get rid of. Really just trying to break down that overwhelming task of decluttering your home, really looking at simplifying and evaluating your things to kind of change your mindset about what things you actually need in your home and what items deserve to take up space there. So today we are back with another holiday edition, and we are going after baking supplies, which doesn't have to be limited to the holidays, but if there's ever a time to bake, the holidays are it, right? And so this is the time of year where maybe you're doing a cookie exchange or you've got to bring different baked goods to different places and you are doing a lot of baking. Maybe you don't. Maybe you're over it with baking, and this is a really good one for you because then it's really time to get rid of the things that you no longer use or need. But this is a really good time of year to evaluate it, so because you're using this stuff. And if you're not, this is when you're going to find out what you really need, because some of this stuff we might only use this time of year, and so it's not very often that we're thinking about it outside of this. So think about like little cookie cutters, right? We have a whole bunch of them. And one, do you still make cookies where you use cookie cutters? If you're no longer making those kind of cookies, or you thought you would be the kind of person to make cookies where you're cutting them out with little cookie cutters and that's just not reality, that's okay. But then don't sit there and let them take up space in your kitchen or wherever. You don't need those. It might be time to let those go. Maybe you've got a bunch of cupcake liners that are specific holidays or things like that, and you just are realizing, you know what, I don't bake cupcakes, or you know what, I got a ton of these on a really good deal and I'm never actually going to use them because it's perfectly good stuff. Absolutely. But sometimes you just need to evaluate, are you actually going to use it? And if you haven't used it in the past year, and like I said, I know some of this is very seasonal, right? That we might not be getting cookie cutters out other times of the year. But this is why evaluating it now is helpful. Maybe it's keeping some of the cookie cutters that you only use a handful of the shapes and it came with like 100 different cookie cutters. Get rid of the ones you don't need. It's okay to break up that set and really figure out the pieces that you need and use those. And then it's going to free up a little bit of space in your kitchen, getting rid of the excess. And you aren't going to feel guilty looking at this stuff like, oh geez, I have all these cupcake liners that I bought and thinking I would use them, or they were on clearance, or whatever the case may be. And every time you see them, you're like, oh, I need to use them. I need to use them. Just let go of that guilt. Don't let that weigh you down. And so this holiday season, really encourage you to reevaluate when you're doing your cookie baking stuff, to look at your supplies and figure out what you need. You know what? We ended up, look at this. This is black food coloring and a whole other thing of black food coloring. We barely use one. Why do we need 2? So, it's stuff like that. Just evaluate. I bet you've got 5 excess things in your baking supplies that you could get rid of. So 5, that's your challenge this week. 5 baking supplies to get rid of. Comment below. Let us know how that goes. We would love to hear from you, hear how this challenge goes. Would love for you to subscribe to our channel and share this video with your friends. Hope you all have a wonderful weekend.